Change, it's constant, but so is truth, so is reality. And so we must change too, or we're left behind. Are we heeding the signs to course correct? That's our topic on this episode of the Educators Among Us podcast.
Welcome to the Educators Among Us podcast, where we share motivational messages and inspiring stories for and about educators. Your host, Scott Barron, is author of the critically acclaimed book, Love 'Em and Lead 'Em, and provides powerful insights and wisdom for those who heed the call to teach, coach, lead, and serve at all levels of education.
This is Scott Barron, and I'm honored to be your host for the Educators Among Us podcast. We love this show because we get to relate to and encourage and provide some perspective to educators, all kinds of educators all around the world, because there's so many people who are a part of encouraging and teaching and coaching so many other people. We get to pour into their lives. We get to make a difference. We get to inspire them. We're not just dispensers of curriculum. We are enablers of dreams. And that's the cool thing about what educators do. And we're grateful for you and your commitment to that work and wanting to grow and be a part of something that's bigger. You get that bigger picture, and that makes a massive difference in the quality of our schools and in the quality education that we deliver for our students. We get to hear from educators all around the world and about how they're dealing with certain challenges, or they're encountering some things that they need some help with. And what's interesting is there's a pretty consistent pattern of some of the challenges that teachers and administrators and others are going through. And so we admire your diligence and your perseverance, and we're just so thankful that you're in the mix, that you get to be that difference in so many lives. And sometimes you know who they are because of your direct interaction, and other times you don't know. You may not know until eternity, but we know that we make a difference. And so we come together every now and then, and that's what this is about in the Educators Among Us podcast, and what we do with school growth, as well as to be a part of that journey together, and to be an encouragement, and also to kind of be a bit of a prod as well, right? Where we're kind of saying, hey, come on, let's go. Let's step up, right? Because ready or not, things happen, right? Ready or not. So sometimes the kids, when we're playing hide and seek, right? We count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again. Ready or not, here I come. I love listening to the grandkids and the kids in the neighborhood who are playing the games, right? And then they go, and then you kind of have to get ready because it's coming. And that's what happens with school life, right? Ready or not, surprise. We have to deal with stuff that happens, and here comes the curveballs. Here comes all the things that we didn't expect. It wasn't in the strategic plan. It wasn't in the schedule, and it's kind of scary sometimes. But that's the joy of the work, and it's one of the challenges that we take on, just because it's something that, well, it's not boring, at least it's not that. And so that's what we want to be thinking about, because sometimes those things that come up, those surprises, sometimes it's not we can't ignore them. Sometimes we have to honor and heed those surprises that force us to make a course correction, because if we don't, sometimes there's danger ahead. As a matter of fact, I love this quote from Helen Keller that says, "A bend in the road is not the end of the road unless you fail to make the turn." Right? You got to make the turn. You got to course correct. The thick fog had rolled in overnight recently near our house, and it really made the morning commute treacherous. I mean, they were sending out alerts to everybody to turn your lights on and slow down, and it's hard to slow down. It's hard to slow down, even in those kinds of conditions, because the clock keeps on ticking. It keeps coming, and we got to go, and we have the sense of urgency that we can't stop. We can't adjust. We keep going. Well, that morning, most did. Most were able to do that, but some risked dangerous speed and maneuvers to stay on schedule. They tried to meet their deadlines to get there, even though, and this time it ended badly for one who didn't have time to stop as his time actually ended. There was a bend in the road that he didn't see. And unfortunately, sometimes it's too late to be wise. Unfettered choices, right? Unfettered choices become a destiny. They become an outcome that can't be changed, leaving others to pick up the pieces and somehow continue on with their lives. It was a very sad situation. The world breaks everyone, said Ernest Hemingway. The world breaks everyone. And afterward, many are strong at the broken places, like those bones that grow back. Some get stronger. Some are then able to persevere on because of that experience, because of that rebuilding and that regrowth. Reality is a relentless constant. It doesn't go away when we stop believing in it. It's not our imagination. It's reality. Truth is equally constant. Not that little t truth, that big T truth. Right? And it remains true even if it hurts our feelings, even if our feelings or our ideas suffer. It's still truth. You see, intelligence and responsibility, they demand adjustments because people change. We have to make adjustments because people are not predictable, right? People change, and so we have to make some course corrections. We know that conditions change. Sometimes there's what we thought was going to be true, what's always been true, it's not true anymore, either permanently or just in that instance. And we still get to change our mind to make new decisions, because that's what intelligence enables us to do. Course correction. Course correction is intentionally, here's a definition for you. Course correction is intentionally improving our methods or direction after realizing that our current direction, it no longer aligns with our desired outcomes. Sometimes the plans don't work out. Sometimes we have to make adjustments. We have to make some detours, or we have to turn around. Sometimes we have to slow down. Right? These are the things that are part of life. We have to heed those warning signals. Right? Whoever heeds life-giving correction will be at home among the wise, said Solomon in Proverbs 15:31. Heeding that life-giving correction. You see, learning it's hardly a straight line. You know this from your experience. It's a never-ending array of smart, timely adjustments as we view surprises and barriers as new sources of information. We don't see them just as an annoyance. We don't see them as something that's trying to get in our way. We learn. We make adjustments. We learn new things. We find ways of solving the problem. Right? Purpose anchors such flexibility because we still have a purpose. It gives us the ability. It enables us to stay grounded in our mission and core values while adapting our methods and our message to stay on track. We can still attain our purpose even as we slow down. We slow down, right, to pause and see what's going on. We even pay attention. Sometimes we're in such a habit in our minds that we make all these assumptions, but pay attention. Do you see what other people are saying to you? Are you listening to the verbal and the nonverbal feedback? Are you heeding the warnings? Listening to those warning signs is important as we temper our ego and our pride. We don't control it all. We make adjustments. Those course corrections are vital. New options can be revealed that couldn't be seen before because we didn't have the right information. We didn't have this new perspective. And listen, we need you. We need you to have the wisdom to not blow through those caution signals, but to be able to make those adjustments. So heed the correction this week, my friend, growing stronger and wiser through those broken places, those places that sometimes breaks our spirit. Sometimes it breaks our heart. Sometimes it breaks our momentum. But we recognize that it's change or be changed. It's adapting, it's adopting, it's accepting. That's the way life works. Thank you for your commitment to be that way. Thank you for your commitment to be wise, to make the adjustments necessary, even as we're early in 2026. And sometimes we need to make adjustments in how we do what we do, and some of our techniques, or sometimes it's in our attitude and the way we're approaching things. Hey, listen, slow down, be willing to change. Course corrections are a huge advantage in winning our bigger goal, our bigger purpose. A coaching question to ask yourself at the end of each day this week: did I do my best to course correct today? Did I do my best to course correct today? Love him and lead him, my friend. This is Scott.
Thank you for joining us for the Educators Among Us podcast and for your courageous commitment to this noble calling. We get you and the challenges of this work. To stay connected with this community, be sure to subscribe to our podcast and weekly encouragement at educatorsamongus.com.